Hi and welcome to this video blog with me, Wayne, from swimmingcyclingrunning.com. Well, I've been away for 2 weeks. Actually filming things for an app that I want to develop for something else that I do. And that set up the thought for this week's blog. And that is the use of technology and how we have to keep on adapting ourselves currently to maximise our usage of all the technology that's available. And it's phenomenal. I mean, 10 years ago this never would have been available. You've got things like YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and all of those things can be used in a business sense and a personal sense as well. But I don't know how to maximise all of those things. And doing an app, which is another thing that one would never have thought of a few years ago, or trying to do an app, you have to learn new technologies. And I was learning Premiere Pro, and how to organise my videos in Premiere Pro, which is a professional level video editing software suite. Now, I'm no expert at it, but you have to learn something new. And then I look at something like Facebook, and I see people using it really well, and I think, oh, I've got to learn how to do this. And I see people using Twitter really well, and I think, I've got to learn how to do this. And I see people using YouTube really well, and I think, I've got to learn how to do this. And really, that's the problem, isn't it? I can use all these technologies, but I don't really use them well enough. And I really have to invest the time to do that and to look at other people. I follow a person called netstories.com. Who YouTube channels, and his YouTube channel is particularly useful for people who want to develop YouTube. He gives you pitfalls and tips on how to develop your YouTube channel to try and maximise the interest you can show to people and your clientele. So you're maximising your clientele. And this week he was doing something on the new YouTube format that's going to come out, that's just being tested with the major users. And he linked to a video, which I'm going to link to, just here, that was exceptionally good at clearly hitting that point, just putting the finger on the pulse and getting it. Hundreds of thousands of views for every single video that she puts out. She's got huge amounts of channels. It's a full-time job. Now, you can't make masses of money on YouTube. I don't make masses of money on YouTube, but I make little bits from monetizing. But she clearly does make enough to make it a full-time job, and that's fantastic. But how do you do that? You have to invest the time to learn, and I haven't got that time. So, if any of you know any tips that I can have to maximize not maximize so much, but to improve what I do on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitter, what you'd like to see, what you think really puts your finger on the pulse, I'd love to know, because I don't think I've actually got my finger on the pulse, and I keep on having to learn these new things. But all these new things I want to know really well. It takes a long time, and that is a problem in today's world. How do you invest the time in learning all these things to actually make sure you give the best offering that you possibly can? Unless, of course, you're a multinational and you can just buy in the talent. Okay, that's my thoughts for this week. How do you maximise your usage of all the wonderful things that modern technology is offering in the time frame you've still got? Okay. Next week will be a different blog. I've got a launch coming on the website. We're launching a new swim wand, and that'll be out next week, ready for people to snap up, hopefully. And after that, I'll be reviewing the Swim Smooth book that I'm just about finishing now. Beyond that, when I finish the Swim Smooth book, I'm going to be reviewing the Obree book, The Obree Way, which is a training book that I've not started reading yet, but I will in the next week. Okay, have a good week. See you shortly.